Yankutuna nasio nyamenono. Yanana sia wa maya tamfo shoko. Hey, dear wine, dear no. Why am I yamenwa? Hey, why am I timwa? At some 40 shoko. Get on for me, the unbreakable joy is blessing. Oh, share HRETV. Koswana she. Now be inshira unbreakable. Keep it locked.
Check the statistics. What from beaucoup d'État on my big six. We remove all the girls, logistics. You want here top speed, Olympics. Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Natalie, and I'm watching HRETV, man. Keep it locked. Badman operator.
Hello, guys. It's your girl Pamela Odame Watara, and I just want to recommend HRETV for you guys for all your latest interviews. Just stay tuned at HRETV. I love you all, guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching me live on HRETV. His Royal Majesty. Oh my goodness, I love the name of this TV. HRETV. Oh my goodness. Just catch us live on YouTube. Just go there, HRETV, and click subscribe, and then get update on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh,
Good morning, children. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, R, E, H, R, E, HRETV. Go and watch HRETV. Bye bye. Right.
Yo, ebusia for your mamunyina akwa bakese eba HRTV. So His Royal Empire Television. So Moson for HRFPK, His Royal Freshness PK. In the mina midi ejumedie hu chia me na afedie. De wo chiko brema nyina yakotwetwe ede abramo. Baby biara owo bia kra owo so brono owo so me de honchia kese pa ene ebramo. Ebiom me ma obia ajo, mo obia mache enam saso mo obia aha. Ewo baby biara wo bia honchia ena mede mawo sabre mene enentine ne atitiru ena ba bedi dwumedie kese ena dwumedie no eye sronko yenye bida ewo show ne so de biara da na ena mene adokutafo anan ena ba bedi dwumedie na je se ohwe mu kra out of being the doctors and the professors a woman yemiensa did that better na make up prof and regular doctor back home that's on donya and share the tumedie e wa de kiremu nkwadere wo mu ye na adwuma friend say dwumaku a aboa ya na aso ya sene ama ye gina ho se twetwe a ye de dwumadie e bra titiriw ene tap send tap send says a wo pe kwan a befa so asene sika kofie a eye convenient secure fast reliable and excellent rater tap send na make am for band we boost for enyina call na compare tap send dey download the phone so o download the we for promo code na ship promo code is PK P-KAY. What is share about $15 on your first transaction. What's here? $15 on your first transaction. Sir, and I said, should you ever have any issues or questions, don't hesitate to call me. Contact me na meboa ama wati me asset up don. Na wotu also to be do dwumadi ama na yefe ama na yekama. Sabre yencha ho kra yenko ne yenkofa abedwafo de mra na yenye a little introduction ye wi na bia sha ase be saso aka obiam se eba adwuma pomodene a na se wo hia adwuma pomodene nimdie ene nyansa pa look no further than Feel Good Services Dr. Filippo for you to be say, bra no no link to home. Then the chira kwan will feel good services at gmail.com. And then we are see a year duro no. I do not promoting and I say I do not dear baby and for air like it is one shed no one teasia. Only will be delay and maybe I stigmatize the panel. Tia who he answer be pay chira kwan na fide only or body nkobom. So as na make out them say a bar facials and also their cosmetics, eyebrow and also eyelash threading now, waxing, pedicure, and manicure. Look no further than Happy Glow GH. Happy Glow, our Ashoman State Road, 20 meters away from the community hospital, right opposite Veggies and Grow. Onyo mwa ambechira wo bibi biara also oye. Say a year cosmetics na pe na say bia opese oye online na wonsa. Mbema osuzo ahonfe no atoso kama kama. Misra mu mo na ho aye de say some people obeda nya na mogya ya won paso. O feel say entontum anase so close yo ana apa egu we yisu enye sanity. It's because say we now hire the dending into the amana kobasa. Enti misazo aka obi say happy blue chia kwai. Ya godo kofa abidwafo no embra na afidie ya menyi omunchire na yenhye dwumede na sen. Your first person on the bill Dr. Phyllis Kwesi and I say Professor Phyllis Kwesi. Prof Ayobia, he needs no introduction. We've been here with him since day one. Yani na she dwumede na say. Na ayofo na me no mkra ma fem opa nti so waba so na sa wotie ye na wohwe ya mr pia so ekoma wunia na unya so efakoma nunia de bia me meka se nya nipa 30 kra no mo hwe kra pa o me descend na the message gets afar than say be nya nipa 1000 o mo hwe na se be dia na descending na ne eke nyina no no eso emba aba emma omo a omutie ana so mo hwe no Dr. Please question ya ba kwa ba in enyu medwumedi so
Sibema.
in the dwumadie no yɛbɛyɛ no brɔfo no yɛbɛ no English nti sɛ ha kakra yɛbɛ the English yɛnkɔ ne
Yeah.
yɛnkɔfa Professor Enoch Opoku-Antwi Prof
Yes, sir.
wampom te sɛ
Nyame adom ho yɛ na mo nso ɛ.
nyame adom ɔde akyɛ yɛn
Me nua Kwesi mekyia wo bebree.
Ciao, Doc.
ahwɛfoɔ ne
Good to see you.
atiefoɔ momfa aseda ma these two professors their ɔmo letter of recommendation ama nyame adom yɛsoso yɛtumi ahyɛ yɛ PhD ase. I want to take this opportunity on this platform to thank you guys very much. Aside having my dad, my brothers like Dr. Betofori, Dr. Philip Ofori, and to me, pushing me, and everybody else pushing me, I'm saying, say, Mumie, you have made this possible. I almost gave up, but hey, Dr. Kwesi, wow, I'll give you a contract. I bet that I was my friend Professor Enoch. They say, why big was Freddie Bill. But here we are today. God bless you guys all. The next on the bill is somebody that I've revered for a very long time, a very energetic young man who actually I went to college with. Dr. Osebwa, saying.
PK.
One bomb to say.
Oh, Nyamiado. Nyamiado, Nemo Paibo. Yeah, that's one quite. Nyamiado.
Nice one. Dr. Osebwachi, AMA college mate, and I'm proud of who he is today. Yeah, it was going to and I say, you know, you're stubborn rough. But yeah, the stubborn people can become doctors. Yeah, I think oh man, nah. But I'm proud to see. No, Coco Prempe and also Coco move back.
Moko Prempe College.
Yeah, that's right. I knew that was
Prempe
one of
College.
the schools. And then the friend is I'm on for. The last person is Dr. Kwabna Day Ofori Ata. That is a no for you know program. So hi, me ankasa and Dr. Foriata. Dr. Foriata is one of the professors Bebeto Moses Nati Abontin so now very, very, very prominent in the Ghanaian Association. I met him through Professor Enoch Opoku-Antwi when Prof at that time was the Ghana Association president, and I was more or less like his PA. Maybe Obekobia, not Odimididechi, mentoring him. He mentoring me, showing me the way to be eloquent and speak well in public. And then through that, was able to link Dr. Kwabena Ofurata and Metimakas after 13 years, and my face is nothing, Me who the crampo something, and me who and then he still looked the same young man that I met and saw and left over 13, 14 years ago. Professor Ofori Ata Yamakwaba Eba HITVs for the first time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Eti ahwɛfoɔ ne etiefoɔ nnɛ mobadwafoɔ na bɛyi mu akyerɛ yi nnɛ topic a ɛda pono so a yɛba bɛbɔbɔ ho na afei de yɛadwene ho ne yɛapɛpɛ mu ne apɛsɛpɛsɛ mu ne yɛbiebie mu ne afiifi mu ne aka ho asɛm no nyinaa ɛti fia sɛ wɔse slavery's effect on Africa, who sold who, and do we need reparation? Dr. Sebwachi, history and also has a background in slavery. That is why he has invited here today. But as you initially saw the flyer, I don't know, flyer the Bible wanted Professor Oforiata, Professor Pokwenchi, and Professor Kwesi, and more. Sabre, maybe I'm a professor, Opokwenchi, am I the premises of today's topic, the overview, no, not the Jumedian Ashas here. Prof. Yankov.
yɛwɔ meda ase bebree mekyia wɔtiefoɔ ne wahwɛfoɔ all over the world. I'm sɛ adeɛ a abibifoɔ ɛha yɛ adwene ɛyɛ metaphysics nokorɛ ka. Nea ɛtɔ so mmienu logic sɛmpɛnsɛmpɛsɛmu ɛna nea ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa common sense a avrambohyɛ no mo ka ho asɛm no. Na nsɛm a yɛbɛkan ebi wɔ hɔ a emu yɛ wrɛm kakra ɛsiane sɛ tumi bi wɔ hɔ a wontee da. Because menim sɛ mepɛ intellectual debate anaasɛ intellectual discussions. Na yɛhu sɛ Don Lemon a ɔwɔ CNN 29th of September yi, na ɔyɛ program bi about Queen Elizabeth owuiɛ yi. Na Queen owuiɛ no yɛsi 1905 diamond, the biggest diamond at that time no ɔbɛfa firi yɛ kurom. Ɛna Don Lemon no bisa ne sɛ ade na ɔmo nyɛ reparation ɔmo ntua Africafoɔ sika a ɔmo afafiri ɛhɔ ne yɛ nipa ne yaw a ɔmo de afam na no ɔmo ntua sika ɛma yɛn. Na asɛm a ɛyɛ Hilary Fordwich a ɔyɛ royal commentator ɛma the royal house no a ɛwɔ England ne kan ne sɛ ɔmo bisa yɛn Africafoɔ na yɛn ɛne yɛtɔn yɛn ho ɛma wɔn. Nti yɛn ne yɛhyɛ aseɛ supply chain no nti sɛ reparation bi wɔ hɔ a ɛsi yɛtua sika bi ma obi a ɔmo sa yɛn. Na we deɛ abadwafoɔ yɛn nyinaa yɛ sɛmpa. Ɛyɛ mpa sɛ yɛn ɛne yɛtɔn yɛn ho anaasɛ ɛnyɛ yɛn ɛne yɛtɔn yɛn ho. Hwan ɛna tɔn hwan na hwan ɛna tɔɔ hwan. Sɛ yɛhwɛ abakɔsɛm mu no a ɛnɛ mɛkyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma bebree. Portuguesefoɔ ɛbaa Ghana number 1 no ɛyɛ 1471. First Portuguese ship landed wɔ Shama ɛyɛ 1471. The 1471 no ebesi 1957 na yɛnya independence no na aborɔfo abɛtena yɛn nkyɛn 486 years. 486 years a ɔmo abɛtena yɛn nkyɛn a ɔmo asɛe yɛadwen. Ɔmo ɛne yɛn adi dwa meka nipa dwadie. Na ɔmo ama yɛ bibia yɛ value krampo no yɛntimi nya ho hwee. Yɛbia bɛka religion ho asɛm. Na mepɛ sɛ meka sɛ sellers no hwan ɛna na ɛtɔn nkurɔfoɔ. Yɛdi kan wɔ local warriors. Kane no na ntɔkwa yɛkoko yɛ ho. Nti yɛkoko yɛ ho a ntɔkwako no no booties sɛ woko na wodi obi so a nipa a wofa wɔn no bi yɛ nkoa a wɔn bɛso mo. Nti sɛ obi kɔko na sɛ okonya nipa odi usu a ɔfa wo nkurɔfoɔ no bi bɛyɛ nkoa ɛma no. Ne yɛwɔ merchants nso wɔ hɔ adwadifoɔ a ɔmo nso so no nipa na ɔmo tɔ na ɔmo atɔn. Yɛbɛka ansa sesrɛku ne papa ho asɛm korankye ho asɛm. Any other African countries baby a yɛtotɔ nkurɔfoɔ a saa time no the only rule ni sɛ ɔhene ba deɛ ne yɛn tɔn no. Nti ahemfo mistakenly yɛtɔn mo ma ne deɛ ɔmo timi ɛkɔgye ɔmo bae. Afei ne yɛwɔ slave ships a captains edi animu a ɔmo nso edi ho adwuma. Na worldly kings ti sɛ na meka ayi kintachi ɛka ho bi ahemfo mpanimfoɔ a na ɔmo nso so wotumi saa time no nso tɔn nipa no ebi ɛna individual slave traders ebi nso gye ɔmo gyim sɛ ahemfo no yɛ bi a ɛne nso why not yɛn nso yɛnyɛ bi ɛnɛ besi nne no sɛ mema me nuanom nyinaa ka sɛ ɛbɛte aseɛ deɛ nti agalamsey no nyinaa yɛ backdoor slavery a ɛkɔ so because ahemfo yɛn mpanimfoɔ yɛ saa deɛ a individuals nso bɛyɛ bi bɛde ma no ato for now.
All right, Prof. Yeah, that's it. I think so. That was a good preamble. I was saying, I'm a panelist, no, and I also know, I should for about Mr. Monfa more questions ne more suggestions ni na embra. The who say Miami of a Kwame fa ehwe I'm Doctor say umate e wo friend say prempe or also ehwe ti no amount for Kwame so see obi a what document or Ghana history pa you know Kwame Mr. Let me know who are available. I'll send you the private link for you to also come on and share a little bit. But like I said, in that year, if enim before and I'm paying for what is going on. Yeah, and to us and Professor Kwesi, we are nearby Professor Furiata, not with the Dr. Sebo, so the final submissions so about. Professor Kwesi, your overview on the topic. Prof, what me to home? Aha.
Oh, okay. I
Me
mean,
to home.
yeah. What's
Aha.
this here?
That's right.
What's make us on? Okay,
Yeah, yes,
that's it.
Professor.
Paying for all prof
Yes,
kind of the massive professor Foku Chika, and a crepa Kofunoma be so for a very long time, and I say will be Prof. Casimir because obi colonize or no it will be a Hunsun so no the effect no it doesn't go away just like that. Nti no deɛ memɛka ne sɛ deɛ meso mede mɛtoa deɛ Professor Opoku Ntrika ne sɛ deɛ ɛba bɛka wɔ ha no ɛnyɛ the historic analysis of every slavery I happen with wiase. We can never just talk about every slavery that happened with wiase in the history book. I think that the first slavery recorded was in the Hammurabi Code in the Mesopotamian side of the Kankan. So I know the Babeka specifically, the ha and funny say Black Americans Okumia and I say African Americans Okumia. Yeah, Kofomu free the shores of West Africa and the other parts of Africa, the shores of the North American continents in the Kankan and the Caribbean the Kankan. So not only a friend no the trans slavery, the transatlantic slavery, a neighbor become one. Who sold who? Why not a a cotton in Yonko Ma and as a cotton community for the Maomo and in a very training in name, it's in the midmano be the sanso ego year around be my not say me the back ban.
Yeah, that's it. Professor Furiata, Prof, what do you
Sɛ
do?
mo anya kwan
Uh-huh.
na mobɛka ho anwummerɛ ne awia yi ama saa asɛm yi yɛde ho abɔbɔ. Na sɛnea wɔn adi kan aka no, slavery deɛ ɛyɛ asɛm a woka a woredi koraa no a woduru baabi a na sɛbe awɔse akyew. Nea mekɔɔ Cape Coast Castle, asɛm yɛsii over 400 years ni, but ɛnnɛ ne nnɛ nyinaa wokɔ hɔ a wotumi te nnipa mpampaa wɔ dan no mu. Wohu nneɛma na ɔwerɛ hɔ. Na sɛnea wɔmɔka neɛ teɛ ne sɛ, reparations no ehia paa. Na wohwɛ a sɛnea Germanfoɔ yɛ Jewfoɔ no, wɔn ama wɔn bi. Na yɛn yɛne a obi ka sɛ reparation hɔ na bɛgye. Meme deɛ mese sɛsɛ de ma a anka wɔn a yɛtɔn wɔn no ɛnyɛ Africafoɔ a yɛn yɛ participate anaasɛ yɛdi anim kyikyiri yɛn nkurɔfoɔ no. Wohwɛ Ghana a kuro bi te sɛ Salaga agye din paa for what? Slavery. Bonoma nso agye din because of slavery. Asenma nso agye din because of slavery. Esrem wɔ kuro bi de Pikworo ɛno nso so agye din. Kuro bebree mankasi nkuramta no ka ho. Na nea teɛ ne sɛ sɛnea aka dada no, aborɔfo no koraa na wɔn bɛkyere yɛn no, na wɔn kurom hɔ no, na wɔn atontɔn wɔn ho ama wɔn abolish slavery in the 5th century na ade. Nti ɔnom baeɛ no a wɔnom bɛhu yɛn mpanimfoɔ ma yɛn mpanimfoɔ tɔn wɔn maa wɔn no, na wɔn nim sɛ wɔn kurom no yɛkyiri saa. Na afei nso adeɛ baako a ɛma reparations no ɛnte sɛ African countries pɛ sɛ yɛma yɛ bia no, na yɛne da yɛn ho. Hwɛ obi galamsey sɛ a wɔn sɛ yɛ man nti wɔkyerɛ bɛtumi akɔka kyerɛ Chinafoɔ sɛ yɛpɛ reparations. Wonyene ho. Yɛnyɛ ne ɛboa ma aborɔfo yi de yɛn nuanom kɔɔeɛ. Santehene odi mu ma. Akwamufoɔ di mu ma. Kuro biara. Na ahwɛ nso a local koraa no, dɛnkyerɛfoɔ tom so wɔn kyerɛ asantefoɔ yɛ wɔn nkoa. Kɔsi sɛ kɔmfɔ no kyɛ darom a, wɔn ko gye wɔn ho. Nti yɛtete hɔ no deɛ sɛ obi ne wo ko a, onipa no na wafa wɔn nkoa. Nti mɛma ma no asi na ama obi aka bi. Na mɛsa atoa so bio. Meda mo
And
ase.
that's it. Professor Foreta, ebie some key bi wɔ ha no say. Na me ame nso obie key no mo say na Dr. Boache ɔsɛ Boache ɛwo so usu ne ti. And memo akasa, then after that, we dissect into the topics, I mean the questions, based on the topic. Dr. Boache yanko.
Okay, but as a picky, I'm say professor ne dog or makasa bebree. Na the American who was in bebree, the Omoka nyinaa bound back to indigenous slavery. Indigenous slavery. Sani a yɛtɔn yɛn ho sɛ nnɔnkɔ. Ɛma yɛn ho ansa na Europeans aborɔfo no ɛreba mu. Na yɛka sɛ slavery a for what the research that I've done, it started from the time agriculture shares here, domestication. Dream was a bit here in Fadi or my Juma, and slavery, donk or semono, a shares here, or ye bibre muha, and ye Europe, and Caribbeans, ne Niamia bibre, civilization, a shares here, or maybe to say, Omex civilization, ne Inca. Any Mesopotamia normally ade na slavery ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ hɔ bayɛ de bayɛ mmaa mu ha slavery na yɛka ho bebree no ɛyɛ indigenous slavery ɛna aborɔfo no nso ɛbɛka yɛ ho yɛfɛ biribi te sɛ ne yɛtɔn nnɔnkɔ sɛ akyɛdeɛ gift ne yɛsan tɔn nnɔnkɔ sɛ convicts obi adi bɔne ne mmerɛ bunefoɔ ne yɛatɔn wɔn sɛ nnɔnkɔ. Na yes, I don't know because say obi betray obi a say bia me no work contract apam na say who betray me na you bu fa ne ma me ho kwan say me mfa wo sa akoa na say ma me mfa wo say akoa ana donko afi ne o sa wo bibia ne friend no private and deal of slavery, private and communal deal of slavery, and also raiders no prof kan wa sɛ Salaga market ɛne asen ma nso ne bono ma nso ofa kentampo culture na slavery edi mu tinteman pa ɛwɔ mu ti slavery no mɛka sɛ ɛhyɛ ase akyɛ nanso ɛsunsun nso ani no ɛte sɛ deɛ na nkan tete no na ɛte anaa nti ɛno na to me no yɛhwɛ firi hɔ nom a ɛbɛmi ate ɛnɛ sɛnea galamsey nom ne ade agye ɛman akɛntene nso ne Chinafoɔ obi bɛka sɛ cognitive slavery, that's the slavery of the mind ahyɛ aseɛ wɔ yɛ man mu ha nti as time goes on no sɛ mɛkɔ back to archaeological background ne historical background na matumi ameki the suggestions and some of the things tete no yɛhyɛ aseɛ abɛsi nɛ prof kan biribi fa asantehene ɛne de nkyerɛhene ne akwamuhene nom a ɔmo nso hyɛ slave nom nso ɛtɔn nipa saa sɛ nkoa no mɛhwɛ hɔnom de abɛsi nne so de ama ɛne galamsey yɛntumi nto aseɛ ɛfiri sɛ obiara hu ne yɔnko sɛ ɔyɛ akoa ɛwɔ Ghana ha yɛhu yɛn ho sɛ abibiman yɛn abibiman yɛ de a yɛhu yɛn ho sɛ yɛyɛ nkoa still because ofa broni ba ne bibini ba dɔɔso ne mmienu tena na aka sɛ wo ba enyi baako a nne Ghana wo ba ne bɛyi broni ba na ka kyerɛ sɛ ɔno na ɛyɛ ɔsoro abɔfoɔ bɛkɔ ɔsoro ahemam na wayi tuntum no sɛ ɔno na ɛyɛ bonsam nti I think say as time goes on we will deal with the cognitive slavery mind slavery no ɛne agye Ghana abɔ so no meda so bebree nti yɛkɔ so a mede point no ebi bɛba for slavery higher mind no.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Mr. Robo, we are not me too. Why? So then your feedback, no. Now this is where I want to elaborate on something concerning keys now will be a kakrano. And now, Professor Question, I'll start with Professor I'll start with you. So based on what Professor Furatane Doc Kayen no, could it be say it be a abrofo initial plan on Modeba it be was to go on with mission and as a missionary, right? And on be who say, hey, send go for go mutiti akra no moto ntontonton mo ho. Emo wan so mo ho. Ye kra ye timi to ebia, ye betimi de obi akọ ye krom awakọ develop ye honum. And it wasn't the initial mindset say omo ba be shut up be fa ye nkofo de akọ. And now say omo ba no there was this, it was the main goal, part of the missionary, no. And omo say, oh, if you come no make you perform out on kwem because idea ye kra ye deda. So it's easier transaction or mobile betimi ye mpinye for akọ just to make this easier. Professor Obugwenji.
Meda ase am sɛ obi a otrade biara no n'adwuma a ɔyɛ ne ɔhwɛ yɛ mfasoɔ. Adam Smith, the father of economics, said obi ani hɔ yɛ father Christmas nti na ɔyɛ business. Profit na ɔhwɛ. Na America ha, wohwɛ Virginia slavery hyɛ ase a ɛwɔ ha partly na ɛsɛ sɛ the native Indians no Europeans no move here because no mo mpɛ representation untua taxes. Untua taxes will be represented like the queen and our mum pen. Move ba no. Ni see any say. Na omo pese omo di native Indians no. Omo mo some. But na native Indians no pese omo so esa we sign contract. In fact, abrofu nyina be ka kire we say slavery time so be a slaver on young consider so a human. We a slave unye human. Enti wo boss no na wo master no ojusu send your pebia. And now one so a woman see a slave. And so work yourself to buy yourself out of slavery. And it's our here. On my idea, on the buy and say plantations. Sanya, minu cancer farming, no, and I say a domestication, no, plantations in our no more young crofons on don't be a juma. And think crofon on be a juma, on bet true or mohano. No one to mean you soon because omono omoniati. Yes, on any sign contract. But so more than as a wolf ship. Now over the core Atlantic no so now core Africa now ko nipa e de badia oni right bia in fact na maka no yan consider na as human na emom no oba be ye adwuma ma wenti on na te se obi a oye wo obesore ntem niam bi obeye bia ma obi a no oni no enti eboa wo mo e ma mo timi hu se sa business is profitable. In fact there are many jargons they use to America has a CA porn if we slavery me na buy. So would do what do you do drop a debit coupon now we are with the Agakwaji short loan be now when Timmy and Fessicana and Kwani are forward drop a no if remove a fence to garage sales near Tony nipa as garage sales. Had one be go no be a bano a befebi a better be not in nipa chrono so I can no acquire Jumaman into your might be on the buy no say a cast slavery no cry a see you tell more religion a buy no religion came at the back door of slavery with 3 C's. Christianized, civilized, and commercialized. And even after slavery was abolished, and now America had nickel. Sa ye sika ketua kura wo biase no our America ha no and the Abraham Lincoln teaches why because we're liberty slave. Abolish slavery in the punishment from the young brofo no say as a sanity ya de to sika isu akra. And so Benjamin Franklin then or yeah and $100 note so. Enti Osha slavery a meka ade bi ya hide wɔ nneɛma bebree mu achefa atinya da we mu a ebesi nne unhu America kra wo koye citizen wo koye American citizen 100 questions na ebusa wo no ba ku wo mu ebusa say which people came here as slaves and the answer is blacks the entry person yes and say omo mpese wo mu amanfo be fi say sankrofo we omo entesemo. Now, yakasa yanya ni yetron ye ho. What you don't want people to know about you is also part of you. Yanya sankasa ni yaton ye ho. Yantias yesa. Ana ya mo kwan e no ma yesa. Abrofo ne de na mo ba be pani pato akwaye adwuma ma wo mo. Enti so oba ye no na oba be christianize o, oba be civilize o. No hu se obetimi ato nkrofo nso aka ho. In commercial slaves, obeto gold any diamond they are merchants. But obetimi ato nipa ka ho no akwaye adwuma ma na why not? And that is why they got themselves involved into slavery and as a trade of humans instead of goods and services.
It's in your can but on a broader spectrum, I wanted to also understand something over here. Could it be say, for the same, honor, they be a mrantiwa a war cronim esote. Yebeti yesi kujayera, yebeti yesi ampienimayera, yebeti yesi yasechayera. Then later on, they come to find out, say, oh, I'm a photo kind of net teacher, ediomo, echo. Now I feel there, okay. So I'm bay aqua minya shade there, and a young class in yenya nkitahu bidebia, bet me enya something out of it. Could that be the issue? Not necessarily say it's like they had no choice because so one to one, you be your model marco.
Yeah, and just as nipa ira. Yes, you need record even now no crown number of slaves are your tom crown, you need record. Nti it could be plausible say yes, maybe ira, but intentionally so no ye chichi nipa no na ye de bi na chichi o magudam mu anase do matwen these slave people no be bomba beto mo. So we history and also we history e bi no ma no mo mpese ye bechi o mo makọ na e bi bubu o mo manam. Ebi prepare omuma se na be ya be ba na se bi o ya pache a ye be ka se we de ne ho nya de ne ko because no mo so mo nto obi a o yare omo po obi a ne ho ade no de na ko tinye se nipa yira intentionally na ye ton ye ho ene na se ye ti asesa intentionally ahemfo were involved omo ye warriors o maka chankrofo were involved ye were market sabe wo ko market se wo kwase so market a nye tomatoes ni makoni je ni na akoto. Nti si awo slave market na ye ukwa na se nipa ye ton nipa se nipa na akwa akoto. Nti nipa no ye dware no asema nso aye kan ne yedwom beduru aye ko dware wom ye ko dware wom hu fi ni nyina on ye de hira bom ho apa akwa kama ye kwa ha om ansa ne yedwom akoke kosakopa akom se sadin agu sada na bu nipa 50 100 no mugum kosi finally ya obeti se ye de mu call the gate of no return no ne yede mu akogu ship no de mu akọ ni asa paki magu ship no mu saa ko say almost 6 months na wona mposo nti ebinim dia rewo kwa to omogupu no mu eku omo ho because they don't want this na minimum doctors bi a omo crash bi ewo Columbus Ohio wuye na no ye Ghana ni adwuma no ye ni say na oye adwuma for ona nti okoye adwuma we a na okoye adwuma we nti onna kra ana one tebi yesi 4 months na onfa ni paycheck credit amana fa nkoto bank ko onya daje nti wabie ni car ni seat on na ba kwa sim or the other one no besim otena car no man owu ye lack of sleep because research has shown say one na continuously for 11 days you might die nti owu ye no ana omo ye autopsy unim ni omo hu ye autopsy no yesi ehuo na wo ni tirimu a ye nyina de efita no ne de na dane tuntum na doctor ne pa che say se utirimu no utini ehuo na wo mu no a be fita no be dane tuntum no eye slavery time na na tisa adwe no wodua fita na wo tumetimi dane tuntum sa touch away and ye de anuanum kom because ye turn no ye dim say we de bi ameba we ha adwen ohini we achemkoa ye turn mo mfa nkoma brofo ni anyi sika ni afa nye ne de be enti we are part of our own problem. Let's accept that. And you say accident. Your markets and your tongue. Why I teach you no? Ni I teach you on ten. I teach you upon chain. And in crama any other way what market at Tom's the same. Na nipa abe tomo edwamba kuguship edwamako.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Professor Verata,
Yes.
to answer my
Okay. I said with the Mesaki beam adding, but let me be honest. No, me dear professor, be no can say, well, yeah, no, yeah, to yeah, to your honey panel. Ye nim se ombaha almost afa. Na Professor Akosia Pebi, na me ya pass or just has 70 year. Or say 1817, when be ko interview, asante no say bonsu. Side to no more ton money panum so. Ye dia had oya kwa yenim se ye niwa ni pi ye jejo se hwa enti ye ton won no na yenim se abrofo ne di omoni sa but the man ye me kakra ni say no yeah before no ye pese let me use this English language we want to rewrite history to suit us but there's no way say yeah before and Ghana for ye betumi akasa slavery no yeah no ye ni for yɛdi fɔ nti sɛ yɛsi yɛtua reparations no a yɛ gold a ɛwɔ no yɛnane bi yɛmfa mmerɛ yɛn nua no a wɔn gu kurom ha no the reparations to go to people who suffered and not those who benefited from slavery. Now, so bɛkaeɛ a asantemam school baa first no na adehyeɛfoɔ no deɛ sɛ wɔn nkɔ school adan yɛbɛbɔ wɔn abaa yɛbɛtwa wɔn abaa nti sɛ ɔdehyia no ɛrekɔ school a na slave a ɔte fie no na yɛde wadi n'akyi nti wokɔ no sɛ ebisa bibi na wotia a 1+1 kɔka sɛ ɛyɛ 4 a na yɛbɔ wɔ a na slave no de n'akyi abɛgye wɔsi ɔne ɛmu ndwuma nka a na slave no de n'ani abɛgye so ɔho nti wɔn nim sɛ nkurɔfoɔ a yɛtɔn wɔn no wɔn a wɔba bɛsafa na usually nso no obi hɔ koraa no na wɔtumi tɔn ne ba ɛkɔgye nkyene wɔ sirem na saa berɛ no wɔn tumi nante over 40 miles nti sɛ ɔyɛ akoa te obi fie wɔ ayi a asanteman mu a anaa Ghana baabi a mo ne asoma mo akɔ sirem akɔgye nkyene ɛmo koraa na wɔn kyiri bewie na market asɛm a yɛrekan no obi amfana ne to sɛ nnɛ market abɛkɔ na wɔyɛ ahyɛ no board deɛ wɔn no yɛakyɛn wɔn mo bɔ nnuam ɛkɔm esu ya sabe wontumi kura nsusu saa berɛ no ɛyɛ na ebinom fi sɛ na ewia sisei sabe antaade ahyɛ wɔn deɛ yɛnka ho asɛm aduane a wɔn deɛ yɛnka ho asɛm esua no wɔn nom yɛnka ho asɛm baabi a wɔn da yɛnka wontumi na wɔhwɛ the actual records no a wokura wontumi ɛnkasa sɛ nipa tirim nyɛ den anaasɛ nti wɔn nyinaa akɔ yi na yɛn Nyankopɔn ɔwɔ hen ɛna madamfo become sɛ nti Nyankopɔn ɔbɔ wiase wie na obi kun no anaasɛ yɛdɛn na bibi kɔ so a wɔnka hwee nam so bɔɔ bɛma wede nya sɛm a mɛtumi aka bie nti mom yɛnhwɛ sɛ Africa nso when nso yɛ very good topic a meresi maridia ma wo sɛ Angola ɛna ɔbaa bi Queen Nziga Angola ɔno nko ara na otimi sɔreɛ sɛ ɔfight slavery ɔno no Portuguesefoɔ no kɔɔ hɔ no wɔn ma no bɛyɛ Christian nti wɔn fi sɛ by baptizing her no wɔn bɛtumi na mana support wɔn but ɔbaa no nko ara de ɔka sɛ no ɔmpɛne da Queen Nziga no ɔne Portuguesefoɔ no kɔm a ɔno nko ɔbra slavery no kora nsa na officially yɛyɛ nti sɛ yɛka reparations deɛ a ɛnneɛ mefi sɛ Queen Nziga n'asefoɔ no wɔn nso hia bi ɛna African Americans wɔn hia bi na wɔn ɛbɛtua ne deɛ all Africans yɛbɛtua Nigeria Egypt and so forth wɔn nyinaa wo a wɔatɔn nipa biara deɛ ɔsɔ nso tua reparations sɛdeɛ Germanfoɔ atua reparations ama Jewfoɔ yi ɛna Americafoɔ nso so atua bi ama Native Indians no especially obi a wasafa humiliate ne deɛ o deserve reparations.
Okay, Prof, but me go so asem mi wa ha. It is based on what Professor Pokwenchi carried and say, "Yeni eton more. Why do we need reparations from them?"
Well, na make us say, I was Ghana for us say, "You reparations be ma African Americans who krom ha no. Yeni abrofo no nyina. France for kan ho, Portugal for kan ho, Britain kan ho, Dutch for Holland. Omo nyina kan ho. Na say sankrofo nyina omtimi eye onkom tiri bom. So much reparations no a afei ne be mo adwene sɛ in what form because sika do the ma wo mo na nso be dia ebia ye be visitor for the next 500 years African American bi obeko school from first grade to university level no e be free ama no 500 years now after 500 years no na one more review no matter the best another 400 years account home because the African Americans them the Africa them but here in Africa there we were part of the problem so we must be part of the solution.
Okay, but Prof Obisubeka say based on what is going on right now, never played a part of the slavery, and also African Americans never were a part of the slavery. So why should we go 400 years and come back another 400 years or 500 years to try to, review the reparations? No, why don't we just try to stick something out for maybe the next 200 years or maybe 100 years. And no cry crap now. Generation be because hey, me na na people buy reparations after 400 years. Yes, you are fighting for another reparations. That means nobody is trying to wave in into the move on to the next way in the future. No?
Okay, maybe the reparations, and a benefit it should only be in a form of cash. No. What kind? And I say, Boneno, oh yeah, and Pepada, million years is still there. And to the fact that current Africans or African Americans, they didn't suffer from slavery. Indirectly, they are still suffering. Because by Bia Bekobiano, and Yawan Munyam said, Obakase, now we donko. So Ghana say, Adam Bakun said, Bra, Yatia says, ye begu nonko semono. Santehine, now he had more than, but I cannot put a number on it, but slaves, then they were just equal to the population of Kumasi. Nti ne ba ya ne sɛ wɔkyɛw mo ma ne hemfo no nyinaa ɛna ne hemfo no nso yɛma ɔmo kyɛw ma abusuapanimfoɔ no sɛ momfa mo nka mo nkurɔfoɔ ho na every right a mo mpanimfoɔ wɔ no momfa ma wɔn but ɛnɛ meka kyerɛw sɛ ɔde ɔmo man but wokɔ asantemam anaasɛ akamam mu a sɛ ɔyɛ slave a akonnwadie ba a yɛnhwɛ w'anim ɛsrɛ mu nyinaa saa nti na sometimes akonnwa tɔ a enipa konkɔnkɔnkɔn because obi ntumi nka nokora ne sɛ ɔno deɛ na sɛbe ɔyɛ dɔnkɔ na yɛse dɔnkɔ nso oni adeɛ
I don't know at the boy by say bachelor quanta dem no. Into the old concert could be here and busa be natural, not as also what say, o pre ho bebre a ye bachelor was.
yes na obi anto mpɛ no saa sɛ ɔbɛmi akyerɛ no ase na bi nso hɔ a woka deɛ ɔno kora bi a asoma woka onim sɛ bi a ɔno
Or don't
ne ɔbɛpie abusua no because ayɛ adeɛ a yɛ hash yɛnka na obi ate enti ɔno akonnwa akɔpere kora no bi a onim sɛ odi bi ɛnyɛ yie enti no ne ɛbaeɛ no sɛ santahene kyekyɛ ɔmo maa no nkurɔfoɔ sɛ momfoɔ mo nyina nka ho ne akoraa no mehunu bi sɛ santahene no ama otumi sisii dan kama ma ne nkoafoɔ a na som no wɔ Kumase ɔmde ɔno baa yɛ kurom enti slavery ne deɛ ɛguiɛ no yɛn mu bebree no yɛn ho na kuro bia so ɔho bi wɔ kurom a bɔn sɛ wɔn life nko biribia wɔn yɛ din mia me kurom obi wɔ hɔ a because of slavery ne kurom na dabɔ wɔn ano to kurom na wɔn nenam hɔ enti kyerɛ sɛ ohun wɔn a wonim sɛ wei deɛ ofiri ha na baayɛ na ayi ase wobɛhu na ɔyɛ aka ne tiri abɔ ho na ɔyɛ aka nkurɔfoɔ ho nsɛm enti saa yi ne deɛ that humiliation no ɛwɔ hɔ enti whether it happened 1,000 years ago they are still being humiliated so they need compensation to bring up their spirit and self-esteem.
Prophet Darcy, thank you very much. I think it's a point well made. Professor Kwesi, near code now for the Dr. Seabana Kwame if also didn't the Ababeto so.
Okay. Painful way to say I was having technical difficulty with my internet service. Into the man in term that just you see me use my cell phone, so my cell phone
the landscape akrama the landscape mommy
yeah, it's also hold on.
And auto lock no.
Yeah, it's also running low on battery at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect.
Okay, good. So the me kind of said so send me a kind of I see a kind of a just like that no a issue me I would take it from the perspective of Black Americans because I do a lot of research on them. And the sad slavery issue in the enmity I bet to regular Africans and the Black Americans in team. To the sense of core events and also Ushia and I say say free Africa by as a new student or quote school the way Black Americans want to be treated too, a year worse and the conditions are not really well spoken of. Nina ejna history omunim of say Africans and I say African kings and I say African people no eboa my white people essentially and reparation asemia can idea yes
both African countries, now they were part of the transatlantic slave trade, and then uh, the European countries, and then the U.S. That time they in the New World, U.S. Account, they have to come up with a policy of reparation. Now, yeah, yeah, it should be reparation. Now, need to go. For me, the fact that Native Americans here, I'm gonna go college or and the fact that Black Americans, I'm gonna go college or it's a big insult to my understanding of the suffering now Omukumu that will a the slave encounters in the US and all over the world. The Americans said by the 1860, the US a evaluation of all the slaves in the US, like the Black Americans. And they value all the hard work of Black Americans to be $3 billion. So think about in 1860, that's all my value the workmanship, of enslaved Black Americans for free labor and production to be $3 billion. And then Musika can be more than 100 billion or whatever, right? And so 1860, so it was valued as $3 billion. And you said the enslaved Africans no more bad. A Juma ne wumu pan no more the cotton. They produce cotton, right? In the cotton fields. And that cotton fields, it actually gave the U.S. or the Southern economy, about $250 million, right? So it's a big, big, big amount of workmanship and labor and free labor that went in. So yeah, heavy view. Sa free labor na yeah, call for na. Yeah, enslaved na yeah, yung baha. Yeah, ton mo baha. Sa labor no me yeah na ama ekuro we are not Europe akosua ma white people and nana no they are reaping the benefits of it. And enslaved Africans nana no they reaping the hardship of it, the effects of the hardship of it. See, Obi to said a white family is 10 times wealthy than the Black family, right? And a white college graduate is 7 times more wealthy than a Black college graduate. So I just said. And see, reparation and yet said, I know that some communities in the U.S. and also some states in the U.S. I share that reparation. I say, on several lands to enslave Black Americans. No, the record there, I think some states like Virginia and all of them have the record of enslaved Africans on mobile, right? Um, but I don't think that they have all the records of the names of the enslaved Africans. So some states actually say that reparation, in terms of wealth, like land, giving them, ranches. Hey, your generation, we paying for your reparation. To me, reparation in a sense, I know said Black Americans won't come to Africa for anything. Honestly, the majority of them won't come to Africa for anything. I think it's that ABI, America, no, I think it's that the African leaders to really get involved with the European and American leaders now to somehow give way to a policy enactment, the enslaved descendants of the transatlantic slaves now. Not only to me either, so I'm to make school for free. It maybe maybe why between the amount with discounted prices in the account. I mean, to be honest, if the Native Americans are not really paying us much, and then I don't think the enslaved descendants of African transatlantic slaves should really be going through a lot. That's the message.
Thank you. Thank you. Doctor, what's up, watching? Doc, it's a Irena Kwame in there, but then after that, we talk more about the effects, and also, how we can make amends towards this and see how best we can approach it with a better solution. Doc Yanko. Doc, when meeting home.
Yeah, Mathieu Professor ne Dog, Dr. Opokuantwi and Professor Furiata and Dr. Kwesi. When it comes to slavery, may the free Dr. Opokuantwi in the South Mission now here on slavery, the amount of slaves that have been taken out. And on my own research, that was in 2019. Percentage-wise, based on the British, the Danish, the Portuguese, and indigenous Africans, and a Dutch, the highest time now slavery cost Ghana by during the time of the Danish. I'm saying someone made mention of the coffee plantation. I think Dr. Kwesi. That was the time that that slavery was at its peak in Ghana. In fact, more about 700 written letters and documents. And what has is here with this? It share number of yɛn nananom a yɛde wɔn kɔyɛ adwuma wɔ Danish plantation a yɛde bi kɔɔ Caribbeans a ɛnɛ wɔn na ɛyɛ maroons no Chromantin language in Jamaica ne ade. Share the number of times wɔn de ayɛ adwuma na yɛka reparation ho asɛm a Danish were the most Europeans a wɔn ba Ghana na wɔn dealing in slavery. But akɔyɛ sɛ asɛ yɛn ka wɔn ho asɛm bebree yɛn ka wɔn ho asɛm bebree wɔ Ghana yɛ British because they were the last Europeans formally to leave yɛ kurom ha Ghana nti wɔn na yɛn ka wɔn ho asɛm bebree but Danish they were the people who were exploiting our people taking them abolishing slave trade they were still doing domestic slavery ɛwɔ Ghana ha na wɔn de yɛn nkɔfo dua nneɛma kɔ dodowa. Mountains in the Moha, they were using our people to plant coffee for coffee plantation. If you also are Dutch also Netherlands for and as a Holland for, they were also playing a very huge role when it comes to war among ourselves in the past. And there's also as well, say asantefoɔ ne pɔlfoɔ ne akɔmufoɔ kontɔkwa me akyikyi bi mu sɛ nkoanom tɔn mo de a ɛne sɛ me nso mebɛdi Ghana so a sɛ meyɛ akyimni a asantefoɔ mɛka ɔma hyɛ so onim nyansa koraa no yɛ asanteni a mema ne ma soro mɛka no hyɛ firi sɛ tete no ne maame mu anaa ne nana no kyekyee yɛ sɛ nkoa tɔn mo ma ama aborɔfo wokɔ yɛ asantemaa mu nso a yɛyusu certain words bi a yɛde ka nsɛm bi fa yɛn ho a ɛyɛ slavery na bi but yɛni afiri hɔ aborɔfo no deɛ na yɛni wɔ so ayɛsan sɛ yɛbɛka deɛ yɛn nso yɛka wɔ yɛbibi ma mu ha ɛyɛ slavery to us ɛyɛ indigenous slavery no yɛadwene akɔdi aborɔfo no ne deɛ ɔmode kɔɔyɛ no so nko ara na yɛadwene akɔsi so but ɛne slavery da so kɔ ha ɛkɔ so wɔ ha slavery ɛkɔ so wɔ ha ne ɛne sɛn obi bɛfiri northern region ɛyɛ atɔyɛ mantam aba yɛyɛ fam ha southern Ghana ha si ɔbɛyɛ dɛn a ɔbɛdi pawo pa ɔsoa nneɛma no bebree na sika ɛwɔ sɛ ɔde ma no ɔmfa ma no school ɛwɔ sɛ yɛsisi ɛwɔ northern region ma ɔmo nso kɔ school nso a yɛnsi adan a yɛbu ɔmo sɛ ɔmo deɛ ɛyɛ salaga adwen na ɛyɛ mosi adwen na yɛnim sɛ ɔmo deɛ na nkoa na ɔmo yɛ ne nti so ɔmo ba ha still yɛda so deɛ ɔmo yɛ nkoa ɛwɔ yɛ fam ha ɛno nso ma ɔman no sɛbi ɛnkɔ so afei mesaa ba ɛyɛ slavery nankasa beginning of slavery ɛyɛ between the Europeans and Africans started free the generation of the Moors Moors whom were some years ago I think before even the death of Jesus Christ they were merchants. They were traveling around, enlightening people about civilization. Morphono at that time, no, me want to say a turnover. The Moors were treating them by selling them as slaves. So the reason why they were able to discover our part of the world, that the Sub-Sahara, was to follow the navigation of the Moors. to understand why the malls were getting gold, were getting the goodies to come and sell it to them. So instead of passing through the Bebes, they decided to come by themselves. And the Portuguese for Belande in the 1471. So the Umbaya no more have gold coast because they've seen that there were goodies here that they can exploit behind the malls. Whom were some of them were the malls. We have the black Bebes and the white Bebes. So the white Bebes and the black Bebes, they were able to pass behind them and they were able to come to our part here. And on the mass slavery, no also buy and no the commodities that we were dealing in were human beings. We were not coming selling our slaves indigenously to them till 1657 that we started selling slaves to them. And that was the time that the Dutch and the Danes were taking over from the Portuguese. So to share Adina Kasana, we are one of them and they in Africa, Ghana to be precise, and now what's our share the side of the European as well. And we'll be a person of Obia per se Dubai, Oko Dubai, Obia per se Oko Canada, Obia per se Oba US are more, but Obia per se Betina high because it's still in our mind, say, yeah, the Mekwa Bridge on man, and I'm a Quakunya Juma and yes, can be ready. But we are forgetting the exploitation part of it. Prof Miki instantly so be a Juma for jobs without sleeping. And it's happening. You know, move to the fact of be a Juma or rest for only 30 minutes, 1 hour, or a Juma for no akoye, or come before for no akoye. Oh, my Munan Kawi, Juma, and mine, and Kiamfa mental slavery to ourselves. Yen fa, yen ye your home for a hand of beer, and Juma Samietia. I believe that no one would like to be free on my own. I continue to say Obika and was here the shift in the CIA and the Pakofo. Young more chains lay I do we and fire continue. Yet the CIA and the Pakofo. To the sense that, yeah, 2 years can see be free. Thousands of money cities say be free are pay greener pastures. And a greener pastures, who is making the greener pastures? The question I always ask. And it's slavery in India. You can say a come once a month, and you will get into Yama SCA or Africa, and we can answer. You was saying, your own research. Now you the Padua, yeah, and they don't slavery more Africa. May you super as an example after school because of slavery, because I'm going to give you or say, men and animals as for 80 almost so. Maybe you so not maybe so a hand and machine or say, also me ma one near man yet was on an amudi so. And she said, wait me, I am out because slavery don't come soon, so on. And on yet in any, yet a swab and on Africa and Ghana to be precise. Yeah, brainy, but was and then will be a person was Sicilia, when you're so home fast war, which is the same as slavery because. My age man have 20,000 Ghana cedi. Now say me fata says canon na me na nanu ma we slave to better says canon so. Only yeah me to kwaya more abrochire na you be exploiting me. Is the same you see we mu na pay. So reparation there I was starting free Africa. And certainly we have to think of the Europeans because recently Osei went to Britain and he asked the Niamane or Honomo Farmer, no normal farmer. Question intellectuals why he said, say at the bar, over there. He said, yeah, the Mawa ultimate so. And because on far or more right people in the meeting, so the question I always say, if we give it to you, how are you going to take care of it? They said they are taking care of it in our museums at a day now. Some of these things, I think that we should look at it as we do the discussion. Thank you very much.
Doc, Sebi. It doesn't make sense for you to tell me, so how about me fee? How about the father of me fee? Now, me na never call, me papa ni ho, me ma ba na me say from my dear mammy, who was some me do me penny feel so, who was some quite best to see fashion. Now, my family who's young to me do no. I mean, you might want I don't say we should sit down. I mean, Sebi, or he know better when you guys from my dear mammy. On in a pong, odi asantema nyina so ɔse ma deɛ wɔwɔ me ate kwa
Uh-huh.
wɔwɔ nyina no ɛne ma
Mm-hmm.
nyina no fama deɛ ma ɔse ɔbɛ no ahwɛ so ama me esisi sɛm bɛɛ nie but wo make statement bi
PK,
me ba wo make statement
PK, that statement that I made, I won't hang me on PK. When Otumfuo went there, and even before Otumfuo went there, there was a Shapan Kura. I said, "Oh, the kind of Kura, Sanya Mawina could do." I don't know there was here. First of all, my first submission, because I say slavery starts from gifts. And about war. Ɛna ɛba yɛn free mpem na ɛba deal contract, that's the point. Ɛhɔnom na slavery ɛhyɛ aseɛ firi ɛhɔnom na saa nneɛma no ɛkɔdi di ɔmo nti sɛbio wo nana minim paa yie sɛ nana ɔsɛ ebu nsu nana kwaku di a odi kan ɛne ahemfo bi a ɔmo bɛdi yɛn so wɔ asantema mu ha no ɔmo afa asante agudie bi de kyerɛ yɛn. Me nkɔ akyire ɔhema yi a wafiri mu yi Ghana independence mi so adeɛ but I've read about it ɔbaa yɛ boat stool bi de maano de kɔɔyɛ ɛyɛ akyɛdeɛ ɔde kɔ nti 100 or 200 years to come pike sɛ wokɔ saa nipa koro sɛ na wo nana ne ɛnyɛ tiri mu tene na ɔde ade korɔ ne ma na ɔmfa mma wo a pike wo na abɛdi wo anka ade bɛma no.
Debi o for me people say for me but for you to say better than my hair so no I don't know
Diplomatically speaking, what we can't just say straight away on farmer. And was it training confirm between your hands hard and so. And as I'm confused why you're training on more mobile house, so say yeah, you're training no save you or you officially. Also, I can't on say as you need the oman the mayor as Antony Eduma, I him for Eduma. And you have read that any pay. Waba be share at the amount.
okay before say me call Mame so no who make a point be say right now people are paying extra of money to go out there to work extra miles and extra hours just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And for couple as a make statement be say on the ship ni besu a yam mo purchasing go and sa they will even get on the boat themselves. But let's not forget say as of your friend say 30 years ago and that's 40 years ago in Ghana no, right after independence no. Now UK ni and give sao. Which are plenty kita now because now people were still not living in Ghana. Omono Mukwoko, those days were few people, and it was mainly addition and I say be a before. But say obi say me two fi Ghana, akwakotena UK, and I be two fi Ghana but betra US no. Say nya those days ever na say bia Professor Foriata nya eduma bi at the age of maybe 15 years when nya scholarship, all bright scholarship. You see brabe sua de. No aba na bia wabe oba no wabenya ne ho kedi aware ne na atra hanim say ya. It wasn't like say bia oh me ko hu connection man. It wasn't there. So the question is say edien ye fi se kire duma se ba to pan under again if you should be by that home muti abare ambo ene no obi be pese obekọ kata ameko shire ni yaya na fe de wa foi wa tetew mu just to make ends space. That is one thing that I want us to also think about it say o mine no pejifo no anni amwaye ama o mine na teta pansa into no with that being said no obi tibi ka say for me to se better Ghana na meko Ukraine ama bomb kumi. Those statements that people are making is a funny comic statement, but on the reality, it's truth on the grounds. Yama Kwame and for waving to us now for the beba
Okay.
we are final segment. This topic, no one should bet that it's a 2 weeks or 3 weeks cry. Because why there? Kwame.
PK, I said, and that plan is assignment I may owe my me. Wow, so when it comes to these topics, I'm very passionate about it.
That's right.
Senior child, senior doctor, I will say, watch it, child. Any professors, no doctors, I'm sure, and they ask them about the wrong room, but
Oh,
the topic that we'll discuss. First of all, let me quickly dive in because time may call. Slavery pre the European ships over West Africa, it was almost non-existent. The reason why I make us say when the Oyo, the Ashanti, and Dahomey started expanding and come from the Ivory Coast area started expanding. None of them, after any wars, would take more than 100 slaves. The only people they took back to Omo palaces, where royals, chiefs are, most of them were almost killed on the spot. Yes, sat in Kwa Mbegu Kumasi, so Kumasi. It never happened pre-European history in almost all the West African states. And see that. Because it wasn't the norm. What they did was that some conquer Krona, apart from Dahomey, all the other states, some conquer Krona, ye hini wo krom hwa. Boa hini no so that if he surrendered before the war ended, all that you had to do was to pay tribute to the central kingdom. It is a dentra, and a bedi asante for so. Say at the end of every year, no, and I say at the end of some calendar times, no, mudisika kodentra asan. Say a bet swan kwa beye 1 million people and now 20,000 people have been good dentra. It will never happen, and it never happened. The only time in history you can point to say people were taking slaves to work for them within their own state. Kumasi. So what could be a friend that just about. And that was done to emulate when the Ashanti started almost dream once as Antoine, they were very tactical. They started finding out why a brofune tonquan. Oh, Moon said no, Nkwane 4 man. You don't know Jumo baby. Now my brofune sika more, Mama body a beton. That's when Asantini of that time started experimenting with Dadia Swaba. He fought some wars and brought some soldiers from the other functions back to come and work on his farms. That was the only time. It is a mokas in Africa for you practices slavery that it wasn't wrong. Chattel slavery is what a brofone de buy. Slavery you're told.
But then I with Mosifwa Mobegu Asantibem near Adonkofo. No, then I at that time.
Mosifwa no later on.
Okay.
Mosifwa no you cut people from Burkina Faso all the way to Mali. Because Akamfono, we came from there already. We knew the terrain. Into your bus, you knew man trade. Bono Mansu continued to trade with the Ghana and the Mali Empire, or whatever was left of them. So trading it there, you know more trade there till now.
It was no Adonkofo, not Adonkosem any honum before the Europeans. No.
Adonko as the Europeans define it. No. Say Ubefo Bidia your property. No. It was non-existent.
But it was even there in the time of Jesus Christ. It was even there in the time of
West Africa is what I'm talking about.
Right, but I remember can say something that was I want to make a point be to just to post in our canon. Something that was already there in the Bible in the ancient days, cannot be just replicated. It's something that will just continue either with a mitigated form and also a highly severe form. It
mind you, the biblical world did not include, apart from maybe Sudan, it did not include most of Sub-Saharan Africa.
Yes.
It included the Northern Africa.
Yes. But let's also say in Tokwa so no. Even before Tokwa so no, people were still being put on that Nkwadum. So the word Ahenkwa, right? Ahenkwa itself, you know, say the chronological and I say the indigenous meaning of how Ahenkwa came into existence, What's the dish ya Adonkofo no? Omu bebre na say ya show mu ya bo mu kola no. Omu no me Ahenkwa.
Ahensam no one day you be find time most of these ahenna yebo bodino were modern constructs. The old ancient Ashanti and the Bono kingdoms did not have those. It you be come wasem later. But what I'm saying is in the broad definition of slavery, you could have mentioned some people that could have been called slaves at that time, but it wasn't chattel slavery. The people did not own them. Say, we have nobody to answer to. So I say it wasn't existing. So Abrofono so omu aim omo de ba Africa wasn't for slavery. Because during the time na Abrofono were the European seas were very territorial. Spanish for or baby control, British or baby control, French or baby control, the Danes, the Dutch, name them. And so we just say, oh, free Europe, go through straight to India, now say Asia or wherever you wanted to trade at. It was very expensive and even very dangerous. British no cry Timisha that veterans near top ship, near Fandium, near from pirates, no man ponoso, just to distract and destroy other to say Spanish or more ships, just to destroy them. Send a dominating. So the Portuguese, which was a smaller empire, was trying to find its way around. And so it was using old maps to try and navigate around Africa to find a new route to get to Asia, because that time, not most of the things they wanted was from Asia. So better say now Omoko spice for India. It was more than spice, it was linen and all that. And they chanced upon Africa. It's Africa no mobile, you know. Anything that they could find in Africa, been in Europe, no, they would do it. So gold was in Namibia, not Namibia. The inhabitants of Namibia were using diamonds in their slingshots. The friends Akrabo, the Shataya Munomatu. Diamonds meant nothing for them. And in Europe, diamond was a big thing. And anything they could get their hands on for millions of Europe, no more. Until the 1600s, when sugar, coffee, tea, cotton started running the world economy. And so big farms, it's their friend of plantations, was what brought people money, even more money than what gold will fetch you. And they started looking for cheap labor. And then they found out, fortunately for them, that time, during that 15th, 16th century, West Africa was in the feudal states. Every state in West Africa was trying to expand through war. And so they took advantage of it. It is the same as Antefona, Omone, Dencha for Koyana, Omuye, Omudin Kunima, Dencha for that's a Tiomu be a mutual tribute, Mass Antefon. It wasn't good enough for Asantefon to buy weapons from the Europeans. Europeans, they say, Omumpe gold, Omupe nipa. So they say Asantefone, Kofo, Kono Mudi, Omun Kunima. It was more profitable for Asantefon to bring men, young men and women to the Abrofono for more weapons for their expansion. So, and then of course, a mass slavery in Korea. I said, Mama, me tell the kid to have been from because we to us a mass member was to so well. When it comes to reparations, and as who was responsible, the African side, who was responsible for slavery now, you cannot say the inhabitants, the Africans that are left in Africa now, and they are solely responsible. Let's take Dahomey, for example. Dahomey was a state within the Oyo kingdom. Oyo was a bigger state. So, now Oyo turn slaves. Now, omunya any people to conquer to sell like that woman for no much or muton. It muton to some timer that woman for no say no. I was say a dear and no mution free Oyo. The only way they thought they could survive was to form an army that to make their state like the real Spartans in making almost state, just total martial state. And how do you fund an army around that time? By selling slaves to that brofo, so no gunpowder. So trying to fight their freedom from Oyo, they also became one of the most efficient slave states ever. So ton slaves. edu time bi kura omutimi chi slaves na abro so abrofo na mantema, they had to slaughter all of them. Into one European, Troy in his diary, said their ship was late for about 3 months. Omudu the shores of Dahomey. Now almost about 3,000 people have been slaughtered. It was just blood running into the sea. Because slaves near the Baby and see a video. Now, Brofono so check. It was more humane to kill them than to let them starve to death. It is other humanina ya tono. So ne papa da so da homesisia. Into Omar recreational. Is it possible say Uber consider ne papa for losing his son? Into all the states that were slaves.
Oh, yeah, confusing. Masima, okay, yeah, Benesi.
Well, I can give you a range. I'm talking about mostly between the 1700s to.
Oh, hey, 1700. Papa said a good word that will be on.
PK.
Date near 1698.
Hey, 1698. But the Papa said the crowd that will be by this time. Over 400 years.
Well, as I'm trying to say, there were families that were left in Africa that sold no slaves. They were actually bread because of that slavery. No? So, Okachasa family, so Muntia reparations, Emma family, beer, Omuye slaves, who were once people that sold slaves. Their families here, their Black Americans here, our more great grandfathers, were also selling slaves themselves.
Okay. Into a question, a good question for the rest of the panelists. Why need you about
question that come up, Dr. Pabna Day and Kazan.
Okay.
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 We are not going to have him.
Yeah, Sanya Medika Kayano. Me say reparations and dear. Young Africans, no. Yeah, Sabi. Your tall woman, no. Sebasa, it be ma nkofua, or say African Americans, your torn slaves back from her, and Caribbean area. Woman also more benefited directly. Now, me for say, or say, almost to Tiabi. Na, near Bam Tim say, ya Africa for dear, you see a nisika. It is idea betting my ama woman say, you bet me amma, I invite you on your mom free lands, and I say, na, Oma be settle. No, ba, Omo be a yang and your befa, a dear ma woman. Ya momo mre. Now for almost a beka chrome hano. Send a and say educational fund for 500, 400 years. School free. Now, then for no more can yana ya do wash it. In fact, the whole of Europe, I saw the omo bum. Ya reparations no. Woman so to me take care of Africans yeah, a war Europe no. So if they can trace their roots, say no more previous slaves woman so omo now reparations you can't and if it's a Britain phone call also mutia. See that line of argument there and over uni case because no woman kwa boa woman and I'm can't be said shana the other gun say ya man or never to me a China say one more am I reparations near dear nimu and ya church the woman aban your one since Rollins ni kufuani win Mahama woman idea nimu ma China for say yensio enti da chimbi yentimi nkakwa nche China for no say ono ma reparation no metua bibi hwe Aisha ho aya so no mu na samo no ohun se besi adi no ebetwa na nsape enti reparations ne de we African American na say can trace your source say ona na bi no ye tono ba ha de a ohia bi na tele mka aya no ense say yesika di gu wo nsam sika ne de o de manua ade o de be kra no wa na ebe ya utan enti be a scholarship and a free healthcare near the amount because Israel for say German for more musika pa no be hu no de aye yan Ghana de so the says can kwa ebeka New York enkokra so $20 billion kra no within 2-3 years no we will go back to the IMF obi nim ne this guy. So enti wa woton nipa bi asante hini say also you responsible no accept or no say na aka say well wo mokokon no a wo mutimi fa 20,000 5,000 people no the answer person obetua ne mama no na meka cho say ye go slavery kura no sante hini nipa enako manhia area ho a wo moko bebre mintimi kire mo ase de but bebre no ano ye do mfra bi ne ba ho no msom sante hini wo mo do adwuma no yɛ de bebree kwa ɔhu sɛ na meka yɛ no ɔde hyia ba ko school a obiara wɔ akoa wɔ soa no nkrataa ne ade ne ba ne ti nwoma a dɔnkɔne ne yɛhwe no ɔhu enti reparations ne deɛ ɛyɛ asɛm a ɛyɛ good si start ne yɛbɛka ka 50 years no yɛbɛhu baabi a nokorɛ da ɔsɛ yɛn nso so no yɛgye tom na sɛ apology ne bɛrenda ma yɛnnuanom agu hɔ no a ɔsɛ yɛ render, but I don't think they will merely accept it. But they should work with the Europeans to find appropriate reparations for our brothers and sisters. Because in your can, ono mo ya juma na ko fendi o mo hwe ya de on be ya wo no wa no be onwanwa wo office oni ano no nso obaka che se mo na mo ton yen na mo be de kura wa ha.
But prof, and then I mean to say no. Mo na mo ton yen, no ton no wo ko. I wasn't part of it. And I was sukabu yanton into problem they say right, and you are making this. What the fan say, prof, about the fan say, yeah, tongue now will be pia, now won't person be pia. Me so me now pen say, I come to say man, me atwa. And that shows you say, Joe, baby obe pia no, una nan mo bray, but baby obe pia no. A yes, say, a yes, of that frying pan that's all the gem.
Well,
the bet your mother than no kakra. But then you go to now to.
Well, ane deɛ obi wɔ hɔ a deɛ a mebɔ kyɛ sɛ sɛ na ɔhwɛ life a yɛn a yɛaba kurom ha yɛ leadi no sɛ sɛ yɛwɔ Ghana ɛne ne politics mu ɛna sɛ yɛno no nam ɛkwan bɛ sɛ onye sika a wontumi leadi saa life no so ho aha sɛ credit card system no woyi so aka bia ɔpɛ no wobɛgye o credit history yɛ nko a na ɔdam but yɛ kurom nte saa wopɛ saa life no bia sɛ ɔkɔ politics mu na akɔda article 71 foɔ no so ɛneɛ wɔasom bɛgye wo enti ɔmo no deɛ sɛ wɔmo nhunu ɛyɛ no a yɛahunu bi da no nti no enti sɛ stage ɔmo wɔ mu no sɛbe bebree mvalo obi kora hɔ a wɔ Ghana ka suo ntumi nkɔ sɛ mekyerɛ deɛ obi hɔ ma no assignment ayɛ sɛ wɔa na afrɛ no apa ne kyɛw na ɔyɛ ma wo nso ɔnyɛ ma me ɔbato ansa na ɔyɛ ma ɔgredi because me makyerɛ deɛ all white school bɛɛ 10 years ɛna mabaa yi HBC nso so the next 10 years ɛna deɛ aka no nenam but so woma wo mmienu adwuma a wotumi sɛ bibini no time ɔde bɛsua adeɛ no na ɔde yɛ adwuma because ne fie condition no ɛnyɛ comfortable sɛ wɔanyɛ adwuma nsapɔto a ɛnyɛ yie broni no nso deɛ ne papa wɔ investment wɔ biribiaa nti wɔtumi devote no full time yɛ assignment nti that deficit no ɛda so ɛwɔ hɔ yɛ ɛha wɔ mo yie sometimes nkɔla bɛbrɛ a wɔsɛ me maame yare me papa nyam kyɛ sɛ bi wɔ hɔ adwuma a wɔyɛ no wɔntumi ka kyerɛ sɛ wɔyɛ adwuma nti wɔnya kwan nyɛ assignment ne nyinaa mete aseɛ because wɔanya no saa a ɔntumi nkɔ school no obi wɔ hɔ a wɔnyini I'm also the first person in my family to get college degree broni nso deɛ yɛ ɔwɔ school hɔ obi yɛ graduate on sɛ the family bebree yɛyɛ nnuanoma hɔ bi wɔ hɔ 2 or 3 people na ɛba because baabi a ɔwɔ no kaa korɔ ɔde ba no ɛno nso yɛ asɛm ɔsɛ ne maame kɔ adwuma into reparations ne deɛ kyerɛ sɛ yɛtua a Africans ɔsɛ yɛpɛ biribi ɛka kyerɛ weinum na mmom te sɛ neɛ Liberia dɔm kɔguu hɔ no ɛno koraa kɔɔ sɛ ɔhu ntɔkwa a wɔm siyɛ yɛnka no asɛm but ɔsɛ yɛn Africans yɛpɛ asase ɛma wɔm no bɛgu hɔ nneɛma wɔm free school free education free this free that sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn bɛhu sɛ yes saa deɛ yɛyɛ no yɛnu yɛn ho
and prof, based on what prof is saying, no, says and said indigenous African American Libya or called back to Africa. Whatever country they choose, they should be given a plot of land.
Yes, free
for nothing.
Free,
just a way to motivate them to come back and also do something for themselves.
But man, my name so man free and I said baby at
and they was free. Oh, agree. Did that say about free security?
Well.
All right, Professor, before baby, you know, Doctor Sepachi, we have a question. What thing la? What can say about 4 to 2 kwano? What just is here when you are going to US or UK? The question are you
Sɛ bɛnyɛ adwuma nti mɛma wo adwuma de abɛyɛ sɛ makɔ sukuu bebree tie makɔ sukuu bebree wei nyinaa akyi but it's still a stand for me sɛ ebi power ha so wate ase makɔ sukuu baabi aga na ɛyɛ ana mekɔ mi sukuu nyinaa
Professor Fogadua go.
PK me da say am say me nua prof de me ne na nkyerɛkyerɛ ɛyɛ oforiata ɔsi ya mom hasase na asase de bi da he yasase nyinaa akra se upagya wo moto mu kra obi besi dan si hɔ ahwa ya ma ɛna nsuo fa ne aka ɛkɔ ɔmo muti wagya ye bi edam no ɔmo nyinaa tu kyasase no wɔ he ne yɛde nsa kɔ ma sankrofo na so wo se kusie apia bia it is so 100 meters champion and also or yiredro na obi ntu kwa obi entu kwa say we good leaders and omo ya man yi a menua ka barbarian fa say undenche from barbarians omo kasa ba ntine from barbarians sankrofo omo kasa baba ekura be ebedi yeso ebeto yen edi ekọ na ohwese we a nipatuntum ya bra na no na me ka se bia kyerɛ sɛ akatafo ɛwɔ ha no
yes ye nyu sisa we ni bi ho
African Americans for ɛwɔ ha no ɔmo ɛwɔ akata de sɛ Nigeria for na de to ɔmo so na yɛ nyina ɛbɛto so ne from bi ɛyɛ African Americans na ɛwɔ ha no na ɔmo din ne yɛ wono a ne birth certificate ya kyerɛ so sɛ ɔyɛ colored minimami bi a wawo ba na ne ba no nso awo mama mienu maame no na ne birth certificate ya kyerɛ so colored ne ba no birth certificate ya kyerɛ so negro ono wo mama too but first girl no the birth certificate ya kyerɛ so sɛ ɔyɛ black and the second one yɛ African American to the same family baako yɛ colored baako yɛ negro baako yɛ black baako yɛ African American so we the same nipa tuntum for and it's all the way abrofo na to see your man ne niema a ɔmo ayɛ yɛn a nanso so no ye di sɛ ye di yɛ yɛn esan sɛ yɛn ka yɛ ho momu yɛ ka sɛ nkrɔfo abɛtɔ ne ada we nyina ne yɛ ka ho bio ɛna ɔmo tɔ yɛn sɛ bi ɔmo ba ne yɛ ka yɛ ho abom anka divide and rule no wɔ he ebesi nnɛ yɛ tɔn yɛ dwapadeɛ de ma wɔn na saa time no na abrofo no ɛne yɛn ahemfo no binom san treaties no na ahemfo no bi wɔ hɔ a ɔda mpa so a mpa ne nyinaa yɛ gold onim so fa so sɛ na ɔka sɛ Namibia na ɔmo de ayi diamond ɛto tie no onim so fa so enso nnɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛ hyia wɔn kran no mehu nipa manhwa nipa bɛɛ time hyia wɔn traffic bu akran a ɔtɔn tie a yɛde to anoma bibe sɛ mebusa o tie yɛde to anoma no ahe na obi bɛtɔ ne de ahe Akra na no mo wo he na ko to the tie. Eti ahe.
Yeah, to tie e wa Akra. But the boys about the video games.
Enti Liberia for wo e ba ye nyom begu bujumbura no. Wo ni si ye na ye so mo nko back no. Omo de shibu besi wo no. Ghana for na koye mu ma. Esan say ye wa brochire ha wonim the secret is ye wa brochire ha no. Ye kromufo hu ye say economic refugees o. That is what they see us. Ye juma na fesikare brom na shut up. Enti de bi ofra wo yare or ye say udi ayisikano man na number no man na anso obefro. But in Sakakra, how many will call you and say thank you? They won't. Because when you bedre brochira, ni hope won so we economic refugee, yiro hu na ye juma na fesikare brom no mo enjoy. So you see, so the problem no osaka ahemfo asem ahemfo no omutu kwan a wa hye ne regalia gold yi ne yi dida ne nsane ada we ahemfo no nyina me nya ba kokura wom enso oba brochire na so okoba ka so no wa hye suit busa se gold na na bobo ne nsane yi ne fa he bebre beton bebre aba na wa beton sika wa beton gold ni na ode abobo ne nsa o no do tu kwan enso okoba to Ghana wo hye suit Umfranto man shall be a fine or the call, and to say, I cut the impactor. So, the impact of this, Yakasia contribute to any situation. Aba reparation, media meaning says, I mean, another tongue wa obi nim ni oton obi because yan sign mkrata say hwan na ton hwan enti say oba Ghana pa na besi wo say mo na mo ton enti no mo mra ni ntua e ka me hu because yan de ka yan kasa no ye gina IMF kwa no bom de den dia next year ye twan na mama ye kakra so ye ni sika China fo oba ye gold o mo tu ni ada we nyina ahya ho ankra ye se ye che no ye gya no ma ne fato go sabai why because o safo manfo ebe ka say oye attached to Xenophone ayi low no enti ye hu hwenye yie obi ano ye cook in China abeye yi you see rose gold the most expensive timber no 23,000 containers and am ameno kuma twa Ghana rosewood over 23,000 feet containers and am ami way oh ye cook wo China o ya man kwan otimi kwatena mpanimfo police mpanimfo office esumoki gu omanim emma eye inspector ebi wo ho mane mane ebutu fom ede ni kotodwe pa ne chaw enya ya ye ho a sesi ameno kase me wo program bi another TV program bi yakoka galam say any school a ye road system obi Sunday me say message sesi ameno kase say menhwe ye because those mafia for no ye dangerous.
What do you mean by those mafia for no?
Mafia for no ye behind galam say you know ye dangerous until me ye because they are watching me and tapping me. Look, your problem ni say aya ni ye hwehwe abonten ni ahobi ablemu ni say one year say one year say but it is always within us. Yenye people of principles so tom. Yenye people of circumstance. Yenye principle bi as a minian me bon ho ban na ma yi me ba hai me nto me promuda. And so Ghana me wono matu me prom me wo ayi wire mesh ya electrical mesh bi. E prono no ye tumu be 6. Ano ha na wotu no ye wo CCTV camera wo ho uwia obeda wasan local door me titwetwa no masa atwa biti me timi na wow krom no you are not comfortable. Why? Because you know your home you know siri kwa you know your home so na kan 21st century no you betimi aka say said we be free north and also be free hand no me nipa esen no and as you chiche mu say we ni nyame wisdom mu no and o choose wa wofo and o kala ma me nyame me choose me ma me ne papa nyame me choose me kala nyame na ye ni sa why do we keep on dividing ourselves say way of we clan way of we tribe way of we way nyanga sa me ma me yo hema me wo fa yo hene ye won krofo mo sum ya mamafo a ye ba akonya kra ya ma me nsomu bi ya is oh meja ese ye na obi anu ama ni sika kakra because omodo madwuma omo ye ni se omo som why do we continue to do this even in the 21st century enti eniama bebre ho akoso a ebesi ne some mental slavery no ho so yenya mu why because aye de am I feel somehow say you superior esi obi foforo enso nye sa na nkese ye once we be ni bia ba bia wo bia no you are from Africa so we Jamaica me call Trinidad and Tobago say onifo omo nyina nim say some of Ghana omo ye ancestry here Trinidad and Tobago for 90% if Ghana unim so omo twalo ko omo nkase hwe ho enso omo nim ha where language ni fi hwe ho
oh sir
yes enti so wo hwe say ye baby obi ni bia wo South African American so we British for last Thanksgiving na me Britain now this Britain for ya wo mo ho no omo fi say America for blacks omo mu me nwanwa and I was reading another book be about enculturation say even relationship between young Africa for ya baha and the African American for a better one and your papa and you cannot testify to it your relationship with papa almost suspect here yes you suspect one because me here jumana se me koye jumana African American be here me boss and as me koye the boss African American in hard time with mom so we African now was no ni accent what be the boss I have experienced that many times Obama hard time why because when him say at least ya won wo ha or can brofo to so broni adentina post about dey ma woni yamfa man forgetting say effectiveness and efficiency in this position amount until yanga sano ye ni ya ho nka say ya hwe ho asem ne ya nka na me free tribe we me free ton we mu me free kro we mu me asantini me igbeni me iboni me salagani na che say ya fa odam in the 21st century say umpenimfo ko no mo kodi obi so a this 21st century, it's here, this year, and to be knowledge or more superior to what if we say be away away. Kotek in Aqua, Asantini be wa, Maminka Simbu wa, Asantini be wa, or your shoemaker. Shoemaker. Now I Kotek, now Professor be wa, no Akobon in Pabon. Now Professor Naka says, na say way a dangati ni no ye. Look, the first said the impudence, say or no. Santini, Tino, if you say, or you should make a crown or better than Obi for another tribe, but soon idea question. Don't we think the same line, even in the 21st century? And Tisanyama, when you see a rebuke, say a who here in the 21st century will be a school. No one in the obey to one of my young man of quine, and just a way free, way free. Now, reparation, dear, media minimo, if you are not winning, be a meaning. Says the carry tab, baby, and assassin or home, but don't be a bidia. And I am a catch of numbers of magic cry.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Joe, be our final word. Yeah, Joe, be our final words. Just starting feed Dr. Sebwachi area. Yeah, Beko Kwame, now for the Yaba, Professor Overa Tania, J last for the fee, Professor Nokopoko entry, now for the sorry to be the dispatch. I refer it from me, but a comment to be about my read the comment. No, yeah, Akusika or say, Prof, you want us to give them so many free things. We can't even feed ourselves. I don't know if you Akusika how no. Obiabim Nosakwe said, but all this history was written by the Europeans. How do you know the history is accurate? This said the Etwaso. Councillor Lutrot, the only controversial councillor in Ghana, but still confirms and conceals his convictions. Was a good talk. Good talk. Good talk. He was supposed to be on the show, but I think it's a question one corner. Yo, here go Dr. Zebwaji. Here go.
Professor Obukochi, myself no akama. What I'm going through, I said, I got a prophet one. Treatment of sleep. There, Professor Obukochi, Professor Furiata, and Kwame, Kanina. Respiration, treatment of slaves in the past and today. To me, that's what I pick from the Bible.
Now, maybe I see where kind of dog maybe somewhere that basic chooses here. About Kwame Dean. Kwame, o senior a year or two, or prempe, right? Who call school? Maybe I could Kwame. Who could talk Kwame at home? That's a Kwame, a school father. Look at the treatment they do through. They say you're fine. Me a punish you. What you say?
Media dancer said I was a very nice guy.
Oh, I don't pay no but Kakra, but I don't pay no
What you say? I see the way a senior street form one boys. Slavery na any year was school no. You really need their colleague. Your colleague on say for first freshest night. Now be there you camp you bia or vandals. Not say more with the tell you kind of also man. A form of slavery na be no. It's already maybe from one boy no. Who from one boy no intimidation up for woman and a Uber school. But come on, so freshest night after freshest night no. Or no fresh no. The first freshman no. Any senior no. Obia nam ne kwan obia nam different lanes. Like we all walk different lanes, different path. But it's like high school. Me pretty form one could see from two. But the test
at the end, PK, at the end of these things, me who kwame na kwame elbow me ana oyembibi or high school ana university. This time me who kwame amene kwame them. It's okay. And just what we are talking about, say Black American, African, Caribbean, then you think say or ne papa mo ton this time, this 21st century, still don't have that as well. Because them kind of what you say. Say high school, Obi high school, now Inisia and they are. Ultimately, more also intimate complaining. All that you do is you go back and pick from high school days, the real city, and normal country. Then you look forward for development of wherever you are, your workplace or in the country. That's the treatment I'm talking about. The treatment of slaves today. And in the past, is it the same? It's not the same. Kwame can be about how Donko was treated. The Dean Donko linguistics offer Donko na also Domiamenko. Or Kocho Sa Kwano no Abetina, ebia woyɛ cover woyɛ ɔtomfoɔ anaa obi with a specific job specialty no ɔde wabɛtena wo nkyɛn nti ɔtwiti wo sɛ deɛ ɔde ne mma te pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ. In fact, we did a research on treatment of slaves. Ọmọ yẹn bisa ọmọ nyinaa ẹkọ Dagomba ẹkọ Mosi ẹkọ Asante ọmọ sẹ ọmọ slaves náà ọmọ twiti ọmọ basa till sẹni ẹkọ Africa yẹ 1657. Europeans ni hu sẹ they can find a way to exploit us when it comes to human beings as commodities. Nti saa nneɛma wei nyinaa wɔ hɔ a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔman no. Me and dreams an Africans and wherever the diaspora, me and dreams obi and the time here no dear boy. Errors come, situations come, but situation you free man. What's the next thing towards development? The next thing is senior na prof. Obuko Njika says, "Omo asasi wo baby a omo mai bi na omo bi na omo so omo so mra development as Africa." I think say Ethiopia is doing that for the Jamaicans. That one has started. I think they are doing that for the Jamaicans. To a Jamaican now call Ethiopia, they give you free land. No matter say, you getting this amount, can you build a school? Can you do this? Then development is going on. I think that's what we should look at, not the economic aspect. Say, Cruise can be part-time. Maybe a loans now more than my penny for equity loans here with the financial development. This time around, first can share penny for answer. I want penny for the more mass. So most of them their school. They should come and build the school rather than giving them the money. And I think that we should find a way out for development through slavery. If it's not because of slavery, PK, ABR, this time around, more diaspora where would Africa be now? That's the question. Africa would be like more than the superpowers in the world. Africa power will be more than superpowers of the world because you serve in the army as an African. American forces. We also serve as a British commando of Africa. All this knowledge, where are we bringing it? Are we leaving the knowledge over there, or are we bringing it down here to help our people develop? Then you also able to do at par with them. Or and also say I didn't say. And also say I didn't say Africa.
The leaders in Africa will not allow you to bring those knowledge. No. They will block you.
Why? Because the question is why? Why wouldn't they allow you? In slavery, because of that slavery mentality, because and our team need to do so. We are Santini na baby papa on my own. Asantini baby this one, we are team need na baby papa on my own. Say shemni and not na any this one, we are when na baby on my own. Oh, when these things you free it you man Professor Opoko Njika, mental slavery is going on. And mental slavery say they be a person address white and I person say white, but mental slavery as slave from the past is still in our mind. Say obi akwa no ye donko or that so ye donko. So obi politician no ya Asantini or say Asantini the ultimate politician say obi zoom lie or ejuma na bia or your kwani ana achimni as achimni the or zoom lie or ejuma say Asantini ekwochira dia as Asantini in terms of the Asantini the man the prime man mechira dia. Oh, these are some of the things that we should take out. We should forget about it when it comes to slavery. Slavery they are about to yourself. Okay. Slavery I agree with slavery as they say 21st or post modern high agree. And yeah, I dream and yes, yeah, they are about to Sana, then we take you the what ship, the Yakudaro are same man so now you. And then when it comes to heritage, Ghanaian heritage, you say same man so door of return. First, not door of no return, but door of return. And door of return, we say door of return of loans for us to repay. Because return never, no, a loans never. Yeah, embassy guy, you refuse you visa application. It's got to be no keep you only and one return it back to us as loans. Oh, so see some of these things is the issues now that we should tackle. Is Pronia befa and call for call Omuntia Yaka, Omunya say, it's kind of the Maya. The question now is at the end of the day. At the end of this kind of day, you better my girls almost full planes, the rest. Almost first coming in the Papa Bia or Mamuna. So what I think is, so almost pay their money back and almost pay reparation of the money back. They should allow people to think, say, they are part of the country. Africa, yeah, they are Africa. Yeah, means say Africa. Hey, I'm papa. The millions. I'm papa. Forget about so people who cry. They beg say. Now, sound like I say you. You be dams. I imagine say engineers who chrome. You be another downstream. I be a for farming. And yes, I know man that was here. Yeah, so corrupt. Say, yet me drink quench as Ghanaians. Okay, so also I would gain those who o can be big father. I'm saying we say, I will do chrome. Now I show Diana, ya poor baby too. I know some people that they talk against Galamsey. Ya kidnap your mobile, kidnap more money, more, or money, some tias. Yeah, missing because of what I'm saying once. So, okay, these things, I think Ghana should stand as what they arise Ghana youth. We are there, we've risen.
Yeah,
But
that's it. Yeah, that's it. No final words. Then you mean that? Yeah, send it, Professor Oboko entry message is a mafia today. Share it all. Oh yeah, mafia. I wish you have one or one of mafia. Make a one come. Kwame, young go final words. Professor Fuyata did this with the but now.
Well, Prof. Enoch, as I seen the Ghana, ya chebi kura jayo. So what if you ankra? Ya chance asini bi kura jaya. Sisi akure gusu jutwa bi che. Intino. For fun the gusu choma sas. But me still the difference.
Na say me ba Kwame Central Beach ho baby no.
Fiankra.
Oh, okay.
Ya no, ya choma by 200 acres.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of land for them to develop.
It's another you go reparations, from there. But I think that the major problem we have is how we tell our history. Ghana. Even at the moment, when I went to school, my primary school in the late 80s and the 90s, now you share history kakra or primary school. Me do justice and not you share history cry. History, I bet you
I question social studies, I say.
History, you do exercise, you share no see European history. It's in some of these things we don't understand. Say how slavery used to be, we don't even understand. It is slavery I brought from practicing and one you translate to call you crew. That's not how it was. Uhwe before your mu krum here, omu trace your munchia, be a Sante for, be Frida Home, be a Yoruba, be a Asante for omu aso na na ton slaves. Intino, we say Asantini to Asantinika because Asante for etua slaves, aton slaves. And I say Dahomeni ntia Dahomenia wabetna kroma ye fa ne ba kroma untia ne ka because ye de Dahomefo so aton slaves da how that something as a jai crack reparation to African Americans by the American state that were handed there me peneso because of ba krom ha I think it was Professor we free line you see a kind that what they've contributed through slavery to the country, they need to be paid back. But like I said, yeah, okay, so mo back because of me you no ma ya be so ma ko but mo ba asase how e be bo more settle into Africa without spending too much money but we don't owe them nothing. Slavery in and because you were running in a straight line while we were all running in zigzags and you're chill when you do buy it. So, so I say. So I owe you nothing. Oh, you're bunny and I'm sitting here, and I'm bunny in a tone slaves. Why should I pay you anything? So, I am grow for you and a good room where you ask me your tone. So I say, but because time knew on, we could have dive deep into it and we could have understood where I'm coming from. But the Americans say history should be brought back to our schools in West Africa. Now, even here in America, to say HBCUs, I'm from the HBCU.
HBCU.
CUs, African history, pre-colonial and during the colonial days should be taught here. Sister Bisu Sane, he said the history of Brofonokran and a Troy. Why are we other name omo part no omo Troy no cry is more important than ye narrative because they rotate most of those ones near they got it from diaries. Ana abrofu soldiers na merchants na omuti kromon omotro. They wrote it with no bias to Asantefo and I say to the Gold Coasters when I am Fantefo and crime for no more no more shown. They had no bias or more gold no barbeton and our slaves no better. It's new who and no Troy. It's a history no crowd is because it's not told by Santa or no metro gold
or the traded into no BBI French.
Or trust no see who no or metro gold used to be a free heaven and buy because when you say no. So but as Anthony Kabaka now gold to free heaven by Obronina that day or what as Antimemo over top beseno. New who ye say more friends
what
smoke now no be sneaky di way sound of veteran. So and you know I think Omudiani are more objective than church room. It's history ne there be benya ne bia history so enye nipa ba akwadwe ya wa mamre bi wo ha wa wo asantini a ya nkrani no unim se na mamre ne sitie ntoboni no kra mmoni din yi a unim ne opa akire wa hihye ne yi a unim ne opa akire o che na adwen de na nkofo de pese omo yi a unim ne na ye pese ye. That's how history is. History enye so watro no de na no ano. That's how it is.
Kwame that's it. That's it.
No man can be.
Yeah.
Akaya 7 minutes.
Oh, when you say, Kusika, I'm sorry, Bibi Kakra ha Kusika, Jimam Nina no.
Okay.
In doing research, we have a process called triangulation. Triangulation. Just as some year country about one, yan one hour fat. Bisa, no can kaya fa home. Now, a Kwame so near make a more church and say, Abrofun someone to yan no correct. If you are almost trust in a bear, Becata name maybe so. 1826.
Make a whiskey, be a
1826, as Antiphone British, such as McCarthy, area was or committee suicide. In so a dubo, I never hear mono, almost as Antiphone, none knew. So by reporters, I said, Savages Yakuno. Oh, and Tino, say, no, young before we are trying to rewrite history. Na dubo, here was school, no history book or Troy, topics in West African history, meaning Samokaya. It became a hit throughout the whole West Africa region. You read ma or church and Niama Bia na or Abrofumbu Faso. Na ye so no, me can't be a say home. Your university say it is African studies. And you ye normal classes and the dead Yakoshe. The answer qua winning. Professor Walker you're about to papers are bonus and just say African studies there. In fact, OBN is when you're European history. Oh, and or say the more can say any boy homo. Now sure England and there will be a person or cohoy and US and will be a person or Bahai. There was a time not Britain and the America for so. They were not their slaves, but now they were telling them what to do. England and so England and go for European groups from Anglo-Saxons. Almost enslave English for and to say the normal conquest. Now Sanya Sabra Ekasobia and Slavewa. One no hen or dana was sending paper 1,000. When you be mounda. Tribute no pay free ho. Oh, and I find so. I brought fita wahano. Sabi, and your money I don't pay by how. One more, you don't, one more by hand, your friend, indentured servants. Indentured servants. Just a woman, the norm say a chair say, Brunio was called Europe. Now Europe for a castle. Oh, in some chrome horde. Also, okay, me power consume niska. Also, okay, near, make your ticket, your man, aqua. Oba some yako, sir. When your man, obey, over some in what you are. Into the nipa be basa. Now, because they want to hide that truth, they don't highlight on it like African Americans as slaves. They say, Brony bien who choice one day no indentured servant, one day on his own free will. Oh, into near Manson American, history is still being rewritten. Some of them have been hidden, but we say truth is stubborn. Truth is what? Stubborn. No matter what you do, it will emerge. So many things are coming out about the treatment method to our African Americans. Young Africans, we cannot run away from reality. We have to accept, say, a mistake for allowing them to bring our people here to maltreat them. Now, we can account for before you're too homogunsium and yakitua. O dafakon, and yet at the end you go minimum to say, oats yak, the force, we are one of a more draw. Yemi and I are near to see him. Na ho ni ade ade anya nam edi enti obrane de ya bre enti se ka reparations no a enye sa America fo nkwa na so omuntua Africa yensu entua bi Europe omuntua bi na yenua no omo ha no omnya bibi mfa nkyekere wo mo yire ne meka no
Yeah, that's a prof, that's a pa. Prof, so you know go bowanchi, fire coffee. What me too when to kasa yente.
I'm of champion K Meda Kwame Asi.
Bro, for muting yourself and talking, you have to send reparations to our viewers. You got to move, yeah.
Meda Kwame Asi. Mimi ko poku are ntimi okachechi nti amanfo
Dabi prof, o kasa asura kan ye, o ko mi no ko Ghana.
Me ko Ganas 1 to 5 and me ko poku are 6 4.
O ko tu ni that kana ye muti ase. So o ye Ghana. Asa
Kwame me so me wo abo number 4 do man nkro nti minimum proper minimum asaha nkwan ni chingase nkwan di
Money.
Enti meda Kwame Ase, meda Dr. Osebo Ase, Dr. Kwesin, and Professor Foriata, me body. I'm say and just some walk discussion, Mr. Messian Yama be free million more, and that is the beauty of intellectual discussion.
But was summation no year acoustic question and
oh, okay. And I'm say Obia Chena drink a crana. We medibe we say critical reasoning idea ebe hia in Africa for ye be hia metaphysics say ye be kan okre akire ye ho eno nso ebe hia yen logic idea hia and a common sense idea ebe hia yen na say ohwe ye history a ye will be a friend of post traumatic colonial syndrome our Africa colonials no koye no samre no ye hu sisi ye hu so ya dwimu ne se na ye niam no still an ye nti ye hu ase adan esan say we are the only race in the world that your God doesn't look like us ye nyamia ye som no onti say yen and so National Geographic I research from the Y chromosome ako who said the island of Pate awo Kenya is where the chromosome adult no was here pa enum na Adam every buy no ayi Adam picture from National Geographic well researched is black enti M180 abrofu genes if ye mu black na buy na ye dan na ye the poorest race in the world about the same enti sa wo hwe se na ya bre na me ma Ghana beginning ni say from 1471 to 1957 no 486 years and abrofi betina ye nchen and omo dada ya dwen gigi ye niema ma ye ko ebesi ne omo ba ko Congo na kohwe na kɔ other African country sɛ bi yɛnyɛ tuo nso ɔmo de tuo brɛ yɛku yɛ ho no na ɔmo sesa yɛ resources kɔ enti ɛsɛ sɛ mmra so sɛ yɛhu sɛ woyɛ me nua na me nso meyɛ wo nua krakye bi ayɛ nneɛma ho bi ɛyɛ me ya paa yɛfrɛ ne Zaha ɔbɔ Crystal Palace ɔbɔ Crystal Palace so wɔn sɛnea power to blacks sɛnea aborɔfo nyinaa boa yɛn na yɛbɛbɔ bɔɔlo obi abu nkoto ɔse ɔnyɛ because onim sɛ nkosi hwee o enti ɔnyɛ but aborɔfo mpo George Floyd me nkyɛn ha yi a Minnesota ha ne yɛku no ɛyɛ just 5 miles away from baabi a meti aborɔfo were demonstrating for yɛn yɛ bibifoɔ na yɛ bibifoɔ bi te fie a wɔn nkɔ na sɛ yɛamoa yɛn ho a wɔn na ɛbɛboa yɛn enti sɛ wohyia bibini bi a woyɛ me nua me nso meyɛ wo nua ɛsiane sɛ saa mmerɛ slavery no sei ɛna akɔ akɔduru ɔmo de ahyɛ ɔmo art mu aborɔfo art bebree no ɛne ɔmo ayi coat bebree na ɛwɔ mu ɔmo drama mu ɛwɔ mu ɔmo dance mu ɛwɔ mu yɛkɔhɔ sports a chant ɔmo yɛ monkey chant ɛwɔ mu poetry ɛwɔ mu even test mekasa America wokɔyɛ citizen a one of the 100 questions ebisa wo ne sɛ hefo na ba kurom ha as slaves the answer is blacks adenti no ɔmo free ayi Europe ba ɛyɛ musa sɛ hef wenum so free hin na ba because to be an American means you came from somewhere obi ani wo free kurom ha
Onim said Titino na European soldiers no more they had a war cry and a war chant, right? But
Yes.
then after slavery, and your friend of war cry, war chant, your friend of Cadence. And Cadence were songs that were sung through slavery.
Yes.
When they were working in the plantation, the from Tinyao, I solely agree with you.
To me nua nyame de ba endi ani sɛ slavery wɔ ho ɛyɛ yɛ continent asɛm obibini ba bia wo bia no wo yɛ Africa so wo Jamaica o wo Europe o wo America wo yɛ bibini nko ade a wo fi Africa yɛ toso mie no it's about our people yɛ toso miensa it's about history the chat one is about future tie yɛ pɛsɛ yɛ future no ɛyɛ brighter mo ma yɛ nyinaa nka mo panifo se akyia nanso emu yɛ before yɛ nyinaa ka bom yɛtumi kɔ fie na yɛkɔ make difference a megiri sɛ daakye no aborɔfo yɛ kyerɛ ɔmadeɛ me kyerɛ leadership makɔ leadership conference makyɛ ɔmo nim nyansa nsen yɛn but ɔmo mpanimfoɔ ɛna build structure systems so ɔmo build the system that works America system yɛn build ne yie a nka Trump ɔsɛ ɔmo democracy but ɔmo build ɔmo system in such a way sɛ obi antumi mɛsɛɛ no mɔmo yɛnyɛ saa ne yɛn build yɛ system na system biara nso no the pillar of every country system no ɛyɛ regulation ɛyɛ the pillar of every country system laws because laws is money and to make sure say Africa have beautiful culture we are beautiful people we are proud of ourselves we are kama and so enforcement no ɛnyɛ dwuma and a leadership not so no ɛnyɛ dwuma you fix your leadership you fix corruption you enforce your regulations a Nigeria Africa you better find tuma pefra madam was
Yo, yeah, that's it, Prof. Opoko Entry. Professor Kwamnade Oforiata and Professor Felix Kwesin and Dr. Osei Boache and Miang Seminia incoming Dr. Kwabi George Ifa. Bono this year. The past year, ebusiafo ahanum say ene de dwumadie no ebesi ana ebre ema ye kwan ema ye di dwumadie no besi na prof ebu baby o say kusi a wapie wia no no enye na kukudura na ni miriketuo enti no say uhu say asemi say epie na so obia kekekeke bia na je say akukudo na nipa amaso na je say ye de ekọ no no na ye beka no ne nyina no no say nyina nka ye ho amboma kwa eno na impage for trans ebu bebi wa kan fo ma timi esa chiche mudu bi esa de say praye wo hei we ba kwa ebu na mmom okaboma emu na kan kwa ase ho de ma o se ebusunya te se kwaye ogina chi a de tu abom koyo na obenso so etwemu maako enti yen hwe ebusunya te se kwaye na ogina echire no no na nyina yen kan bom cause ye hwe no abra ye ben ho sa no dia e ben maako bia beka se be one man island incident sa yanko so support djumede na aye de nyame boa da sana ye besa so de djumede no asahye siso biom amamo ye be hyehye so amamo na afi de ye de more deep topics no aba e bia next week be sha center kakra bia 3 p.m. because call it kakra na afi de ye de no na enkofo so time so ye close for the week no tino nyame boa next week ye besa ato djumede no so Yada abiyofo amoba nyina say professors amoba nyina mo jam adaje ka by now lesson note mo to na mo get ready for the week. Yada mo nyina say ma hwe don film no say yemfa ensuasua de na educate your home towards our future dynamics. Professor Sebwachi dem do ase kese pa because I'm a Dr. Sebwachi because o te Ghana now internet you bu ni thought it was say oh wa recharge recharge for share why never ban about the kakuru mu hyehyɛ ne yanka by now wonya free internet o ma yenwere ye ho Ghana ho ada ahwɛfo de tie for so abohwɛ yɛ so yɛ da base pa mu ni hɔ ayɛ ni hɔ yɛsusu ni hɔ ne kɔkɔfa abramo de bia meka sɛ yɛahwɛfo ne are the most discerning viewers I've ever met on any platform mɔkɔ so a mbɔ yɛ chidom na mo so yɛasene ne fa dwumadi bram tap send ɛda wase sɛ wɔ so yɛasene dwumadi bram convenient secure fast reliable and excellent rate Koswade issue tap send. Or any issues or concern, my number nature, spede de ewo fidye de suno. Frame na meboa na bibia e kama. Aha any edimu nyina besi. Se manti enke bioma na mo son for his refreshness PK. My sorry to be so. Bye bye.